Today is going to be day 2 of the solar power generator build. Last week started working on this unit. Today I'm going to continue working on this unit. I'll be unboxing the new BMS I have purchased for this build. The previous BMS, I'm going to show it somewhere on the screen over here, that didn't have any kind of control on the battery setup and on the configuration. And this one is a smart BMS and is going to allow me to show all that stuff. The receipt. This is from Overkill Solar. Voltage monitoring cord. That is nice of them. They send a whole bunch of zip ties, a whole bunch of instructions. Oh. Look at that. So this is a report that they tested the BMS. They tested each channel of each cell. This is really cool. Yeah, the previous Chinese BMS did not have anything like this. And one of the reasons I went this time around with a Overkill Solar BMS is really because of all the paperwork and the instructions. Wow, look at that. It has 2 temperature sensors, very beefy connections. This seems to be a Bluetooth module. And now the most important thing in this box. All the manufacturing information for this unit is in here. Warning how to work with the cells. Look at that. Clear illustration of how to connect it. And it seems like it's written in perfect English and not broken English, which is great. Yeah, but all this stuff did not exist in the previous BMS module because it was made in China with a whole bunch of broken English. It has lifetime warranty, which is amazing. Just for that, it was worth spending an extra $60 or $70 on this unit just because it has lifetime warranty. Okay, so I did some light reading. I have an idea of how I'm going to install this BMS. It seems like first of all you need to connect the voltage sense lines before you actually connect the main power lines, otherwise you'll end up burning your BMS. So I am going to just point the camera at the battery, similar to what I did last week when I was working on this, and just hit record and let you guys watch, because if I will stop to explain what I'm doing every second, this video will take forever. So I hope you guys enjoy this quick time lapse of the build. Now that I finished setting up all these little flags with all the numbers on both sides of the cable and on the battery, it's time for me to actually hook it up to the battery. My plan is something like this. So before I'm gonna actually hook this up to the BMS and put all the wire terminals and connect this all up, my general plan, run the cable from the back coming up at this end and connecting all terminals to the battery cells. The reason I'm doing it like this is because later in the beginning of the video you might have seen me put this on there, and the inverter is going to sit on top of the unit so it will stick out that way. The reason I'm going to do it like this is because first of all, the BMS is installed here. These are my two main battery terminals. These battery terminals need to hook up to the BMS terminals. After that is connected to this needs to go and connect back to the inverter charger that's going to be mounted on the top right there. And this is going to sit on top so the battery is not going to short because the unit is going to sit on top of this battery. Something like this. Wonderful. Now that we understand the generic plan, let's get to wiring this thing. Perfect spot for a zip tie. For all the wiring actually. Got the temp sensor there. Got the communication for the Bluetooth that's hiding right up there. Let's attempt to wire it and see if all the wires reach their destinations. Now, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to unplug the sense cable from the BMS. I don't want to create a problem. Looks like all our wires reaching the different destinations they're supposed to reach. So I guess it's time for me to put terminals on. I don't think this bolt is going to go through this wire easily. Nope. Well, maybe. I might have to thread it in there. Oh my. I got lucky because this thing just barely fits in. Oh, crap. This whole thing is not very friendly, honestly. And the terminal got destroyed. Okay, so these ring terminals I bought at Home Depot are so soft and so bad that when I put a little bit of force on it, the damn thing ripped off and acted like a spring nut on top of the bolt, and it was very difficult to remove. So I think I'm gonna make a little experiment here. I'm gonna just cut this in the middle, try to straighten it out to be an open thing, and that should be a lot better, I think. Now I did have to cut it off the wire because I had to crimp it. It crimped very well, but then it refused to come off. And hopefully this will not fail. Yeah, the problem I had before is this thing started turning. Not the case this time. That seems like a good solid connection. And it looks like cutting these is the way to go. So I'm going to do the rest of them in the exact same way. I'm done, and the battery is all ready to be used or tested, but I still need to wire up the main terminals to the BMS. But before I can do that, I don't want to risk burning the BMS. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to test my voltage connector, because it should have rising voltages with each single wire. So if I did the job correctly, it's going to be rising with each terminal. So let's do that. Okay, so now we're going to test my handy dandy work here to see if it's working correctly. We got our voltmeter set up. That's better. Now, I have a positive that I can clip on. So that's going to show me 0. The next up should show me 3.3. That's correct. Next up would be 3 point something. Sorry, 6 point something, because we're climbing up 3.2 volts each time. So that would be, the next one should be 8.5 or 8 something. Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah, 10 something is correct. Next up would be 13. Alright, next up would be 16.7-ish. Correct. Next up is around 20. That is correct. And the next up would be 23. Yeah. The next up is going to be 26. Okay, so all the voltages are correct, and we are ready to plug up this BMS. Alright, so the way you would connect this, you plug this in, the load balance wire is going to be plugged in before the main power lines, and then once you connect that, you connect your B negative to the main negative wire of the battery, and then your positive terminal and C negative, as far as I understand, go to your loads and charge controller. Gotta be careful with this because this is live and this is a lot of power. Alright, that's bolted in. Let's bolt this in all the way. Of course that won't work if the ratchet's going the wrong way. This is now live. This whole thing is now active and live. Let's see what the BMS is saying. We know that this is positive. So on goes a positive lead. And what is that showing? That unless the battery is not fully charged, which is possible because I did connect an inverter and used a fan on it for 10 minutes. Okay, I guess the next thing would be to download and install the app. I am going to install the app, and I will continue the video after I install it. Alright, I'm back. I just installed the BMS app, and this is really straightforward. You install the app, you select it, allow it to connect to Bluetooth, you select the first BMS you basically see. Voila! There you have all the cells. Bluetooth light is on because it's currently connected. Main power shows 26.7 volts. Now, this thing did not show that voltage until I connected with my cell phone to the BMS. So this thing only turns on once you connect for the very first time with your Bluetooth app. Otherwise, it's not going to allow it to work. Now, honestly, I haven't gone through these settings, and I am not going to go through these settings on this video because I, by myself, have no idea what all these are. I have to just sit down with myself and figure it out. It appears like it's showing the battery balance levels. So we do have 8 cells, well 16, but 8 of them are in parallel, so this device thinks that has 8 cells in total. Since 2 cells in parallel are 1 cell, this is a set of 8 cells. Anyway, this battery took most of my day, and I'm finally done and it's working, and I think there will be a part 3 to this video because I'm about to pack up and clean up, and it's already 4:30 and my wife's on the way home, and I do not want to be busy when she shows up, so I got some cleaning to do. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Please, if you like my videos, like, subscribe and share. It helps my channel grow a lot. Thank you very much.